to be transparent. There's the concept of being honest to a fault. But one thing I want is, like I said earlier, I think I've always wanted like communication.
For sure.
To know what the other person was thinking. So in terms of like my relationships with people now, I want to be able to move forward knowing how the other person is feeling. And that's something I like hope I can maintain, especially because like when we go off to high school, obviously there's like some go off to uni, sorry, there's obviously like some distancing. I just hope that we can still communicate with each other and hold on to that friendship, because I really don't want to lose most of these friendships.
No, for sure.
I think a big thing in my relationships right now going forward, I think, is being more understanding of other people, and listening to what they have to say, and really kind of like, I don't know, just like being there for them and listening to and hearing them out, you know, instead of like jumping to conclusions and being judgmental.
No, I think really just like integrity. I feel like going back to my childhood, as a child I was like very I cared a lot about my image, and I think that's just something my experience shaped me to have. But that was kind of a trait that I carried throughout basically to high school. So a lot of the things I did in my relationships, or like the way I acted, not necessarily that the relationships were fake, but I feel like I wasn't as honest to myself in them. And I feel like in a friendship, something that's really important to me is that I, as well as the other person, like, we're both honest to each other. Because like, in truth, if you're not honest to yourself in a relationship, and then like, it's not really being friends with who you are. So I just want to have a very like a very honest relationship with someone, with who they are and what that might be. And then in terms of like integrity, just being open with that. So like, I don't really want a relationship where people are like hiding things from each other.
I think being gentle with each other, like learning how to even, I don't know, because I think that right now my relationships with that make up my support system, there's this gentleness to them that I think lacks in other relationships that have come to kind of like friendships that have come to break, people that have come to grow apart. And I think that my relationship now have this gentleness in terms that if someone says something that they like or they care about, just learning to appreciate that and just showing that you're also interested in that, or that you're excited for them. So this kind of gentleness I want to take to the future too, and being able to say something even if just like unhinged, and my friends will still like support me or show kindness towards what I'm saying. So yeah, I just think that like not being hostile to people or ignoring them or ignoring their interests is very important to me.
Compromise, being able to compromise. I have like, everybody has flaws, but some people have things that aren't necessarily flaws. It's like pet peeves. So like, I'm gonna have that with another person's gonna have that with me. But if we can both deal with it in a very fair way, you know, that's the reasonableness. So like, compromise. But another thing about reasonability is like arguments. I cannot like stand people who get into arguments with me and can't
Talk it out.
Because sometimes, like for me, sometimes I get really heated up, especially depending on like who I am arguing with. And like, first, like my family has seen this, and it's just like I can go crazy, like so crazy, it's horrible. But like at that point I walk away. But that's partly because I realize there's no value, and so that's where my reasonableness comes from. You know. And so like, I'm reasonable in the sense that I can, when I'm like really angry and I know I'm gonna say something mean, or I know I'm gonna say something really, there's like no kind of defense to it, I need to back off. And so it's like, you know what, we can talk about this another day, not today.
Yeah, understanding is a really, really important part of any relationship, because a lot of people have really, really high expectations. I myself have really high expectations of my relationships.
It's hard not to.
It is, yeah. But sometimes I have to check myself. I'm like, I have to understand what is going on in that person's life right now, right? Like,
Right.
they might be overwhelmed as well. They might be going through their own thing, and they don't always have all the time in the world to like spend with their friends and stuff. Or sometimes they just need a little break.
Yep.
I think just longevity is the word I'd use to describe it, because like maintaining friendships over a long time, even if it's not like speaking to each other every day, even if it's not like seeing each other every day, just having someone that you can talk to if you want to, or just going back to them even if like you haven't talked in a long time, and being able to like, you know, start like nothing's ever stopped and just continue conversation like that. I feel like those are the like deepest and most meaningful friendships.
I really like the idea of growing together, because obviously like we're going to uni, it's a big stage of our lives, new stage of our lives. And I really like the idea that like you have these friends that you've been with forever and you grow together, right? You go through these stages of life, these new stages of life together. You learn these new life lessons together, and you go through it all together. Because I feel like that just makes your friendship so much stronger when you have so many memories to fall back on and like so many experiences that you went through together. You just develop a better understanding of each other, I guess, because you've been through the same things, the same emotions, the same big life events, and so you understand each other on a deeper level.
Of having people that are understanding. I don't know, because like I can choose, because I have like so much anxiety. I think sometimes it's hard for people to like really understand where I'm coming from, even if I'm like kind of concerned about something that's kind of irrelevant. And right now I feel like my friends are very understanding of that, and that's something I'm really appreciating. I don't think it's hard to put into words like what our relationship is about, because it's like we just know each other very well, and like we just understand each other very well, and there's like a very deep connection between us that it's so hard to explain. But it's like, this is like literally just a part of myself. It's like, yeah, it's like a scripture. It's like we're very different. Like if you meet us in like our personalities and just how we see things can be different a little bit. But at the end of the day, we're connected. Like, and I really feel that.
Having honesty, integrity in a relationship, being able to be myself, because I feel like that was something that I was missing for so long, and I'm trying to tap back into. And like not having to care so much, so like both people in the relationship are able to, you know, let loose, have the fun times we're supposed to have in a relationship.
I think the main problem that I have when building relationships is that insecurity of whether they like me or not. Because I don't want to be the one who's always like pushing to hang out or like pushing to be friends. Like, hey, like let's go get ice cream if they don't want to, because it's very awkward. And I don't want to be like trying to force them to be friends with me. I want our friendship to be really natural. But in order for me to feel like they are sort of reciprocating this feeling, is for them to like show me like constant reminders that, you know, they like me as well. Like whether it's like holding me with like her arm right there, or like, you know, coming up to me first, like that. Those are clear signs that, so that I know that you also have good feelings towards me. So just like helping me get over my insecurities about whether you like me or not. I want someone active, because I understand that like everyone has different feelings, and feelings can change every day, and like if you like me one day and you don't like me the other day, like that's fine with me, but you just have to like express that well. You have to express your affection towards me well, so that I don't look like an idiot.
People are very temporary, and that's kind of what makes relationships so important to me. Like the idea that you have this temporary connection with a person, but like you're going through this time together,